In this video, I just want to share a little tip with you diesel owners, particularly those of you who own 1980 to 1985 models with the OM617 and OM616 engines. This is the engine-driven vacuum pump. I'm sure if you own one of these, you're very familiar with what this does, okay? Because when this pump fails, things like your engine won't shut off, your doors won't lock, your climate control won't work right, your brakes feel real hard when you hit the pedal. So it's very important that you take care of your vacuum pump, you know how it works. And what makes this more difficult is there's no longer any rebuild kits available for these. And there are a number of parts internally here that can fail, but one of the most common parts that fails on these pumps is this part right here. This is called the external check valve. And it allows air to go one way, you know, as it's sucking vacuum, and it can't go back the other way. It's a typical check valve. And if you look down in here, you can see this little star. See that little star there? So I used to tell people, hey, pull the line off and look down in there and see if that star is there. Now, the star can disappear. It can bang around in there and kind of disintegrate, and it just kind of disappears. And then you don't have a check valve functioning on the main line going to the booster, and you'll start to get some real erratic operation in your vacuum system. So this is a very important part. But there's something else I failed to mention when I said just look in there to see if that little star is in there, that little check valve piece. There's also a little spring in there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this in the video, but watch closely as I push down on this. See that? It pops back up. There's a really little teeny spring in there. And believe it or not, sometimes that spring will disintegrate, and you'll look down in there and you swear that it looks like you have a good check valve. Well, look what happened on this check valve that I pulled off a 300 SD the other day. Look at that little star in there. See that? Well, watch what happens when I push. See, it's not coming back. So that can carbon up, get gummed up, and it'll stay in the open position, and you won't get any good vacuum. And you'll say, why don't my brakes feel good sometimes and they feel okay the other times, or sometimes my engine will shut off, sometimes it won't. This check valve, when it starts to fail, can become a little erratic. So I just want to share that with you. You know, if you're having some vacuum issues on your 1980 to 1985 Mercedes diesel, take a look in there. Make sure that piece is still in there, and make sure that spring is still moving it when you push it down.